that I took wrong turn and that was a drugs and alcohol experience. My parents found me in a house with the blue lips. I was turning cold.
What did it do to you for you to feel that, hey, this is what is going to help me come out of it?
Daily twice I did meditation and I felt recovered. It helped me to battle my insomnia.
Yeah.
I started sleeping, appreciating the health, and I felt great calling to see Patriji.
How did you feel when you met him?
I felt like he's looking right into my soul.
Good afternoon, my dear friends. This is Chandra Pulmarsetti. To all the PMC viewers, we are going to meet an international master, young master, who has been a master from Russia, who has been traveling to India for a few years now and came here in pursuit of yoga, and her love for yoga brought her back to India again and again, and in the process she met this young senior pyramid master Harish, through whom she understood PCS movement, and having had experience of Anapanasati before, she says that she has found some connection with Patriji, our beloved founder Patriji. In her life, she thinks that there is a connection deeply with Patriji and then perhaps with PCS movement. And with lots of meditation experiences, we will be meeting and knowing more about this master from Russia, Kai Adaiva. Welcome, Kai Adaiva. Great to have you here.
Thank you. I'm a yoga teacher currently, and I came from Russia. Been into yoga journey since 13 or 12 years, and meditation also came the same along with yoga. I dived into yoga because of my health, due to the turn in my life that I took wrong turn, and that was a drugs and alcohol experience. Since I was 16 years old, I started smoking weed, I started pharmaceutical drugs, anything I could take it, alcohol, and journey started going deeper and deeper into alcohol and drugs. And when I was around 27 to 28 years, I was very much into drugs. That time I started to take harder substances. Started drinking 1 liter whiskey on my own. I could drink from the bottle. And my tolerance was getting more and more. Actually, when I was 19 years old, I got major overdose on drugs. My parents found me in a house with the blue lips. I was turning cold, literally leaving my body. So they had to break the window, come inside the room, find me there almost dying, and they took me to hospital. After a few days of coma, I came to the consciousness and I started forgetting things because my memory was greatly affected. I wanted to study for doctor. My life is over. Now I can't study for anything. And to become even more sad, it was 90s, maybe you heard about 90s in Russia, great perestroika. Perestroika time, very crazy financial crisis. Yes, and my expectations on being a doctor dropped because we've lost money. Even the money that was saved for my education are gone. There I am with broken mind, damaged brain, no memory, completely depressed and sad, and no money to study. And I felt like life is over. I came out of hospital. My mother actually put my bag in front of me and she said, get out of my house. And I came from Muslim background to make it worse. Islam, it's not that strong in my place. We are open-minded Muslim people, very tolerant Muslim people. I was a liberal. But still, you know, there are things that we should not do. Like the girl, 16, 19 years old, she should not get overdose or get drunk on alcohol and come home, kick the doors, you know, behave like worse than a man. So that was my lifestyle before any spirituality. So my mother gave that bag, and my sister flew over from Siberia to Dagestan, where I came from actually. And she took me all broken to Siberia. I spent 4 years in Siberia just standing on the minus 40 degree outside selling clothes and seeing myself as a loser. I was like dreaming to become a doctor, surgeon, this and that, and then I'm looking at myself selling clothes outside.
This is the late 90s.
98, 99.
98, 99.
Yes,
okay.
like the end of, but it was still the raging time,
Yeah.
perestroika. And my sister greatly supported me, but I saw my dreams are over. That time I didn't know any mind techniques, any meditations, nothing. So the memory was really bad. I was going bad on this. And even if I take a glass and I put it here, in 2 minutes later, I wouldn't remember where is the glass, where is my cup.
Yeah.
It was that much. Nevertheless, to recover memory, I started some practices that I intuitively know. Day by day, slowly, I started recovering my memory also. Nevertheless, minus 40 degree on the ice outside, I used to sell clothes and help my sister as well with that, help her with children. I spent some time with this work. After a while, I came back to Russia again. Came back to my place. I was forgiven. They accepted me in family again.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
After how many months of break there is?
I was 4 years in Siberia on and off.
On and off 4 years.
Yes, I would go, come back, come back.
I see.
I had a marriage and all, again, broken marriage. So I had to plead early divorce. So then my life took me to Dubai. I was in Dubai working in real estate. Then I was working in fashion in Qatar. Different kind of works I did. And nevertheless, the lifestyle never changed.
Okay.
Yeah, that substance abuse lifestyle was going on, raging going on. Okay, I was standing in Dubai in a house. Suddenly, I dropped completely to the floor and I was alone and I got paralyzed for 30 minutes.
Wow.
I could not breathe. I hardly breathed.
Okay.
And I could not move my body. Literally, I was just lying like this and thinking, am I dying? What's happening to me? After half an hour, I start crawling, moving slightly, and I managed to turn. I could not even call for ambulance, for nothing. I was not reaching anywhere.
Okay.
After 30 minutes, this great realization came to me. I'm still young.
Yes.
This body is young.
Yes.
I have sciatica. I have a blood pressure, which is 180. And without doctors' injections and pills, I can't move sometimes.
By that time,
Yes.
you already had sciatica and BP. Okay.
I had, yes. And more things were coming up. But that thing, when I paralyzed, scared me so much. And then I sat down and I asked seriously myself, do I have to be all my life on medications?
Yeah.
I'm still young. I should do something.
Yeah.
And then I had a great friend. She told me, there is a thing called yoga. That time, we don't know anything about yoga.
Okay.
She said, why don't you go purchase a CD, play it, and just, practice yoga. You will be, healthy, you will feel good. She says that to me. She used to also drink, and she told me, whenever I have hangover or something, next day I practice and I feel good. I said, okay, it's a good thing that, cures hangovers and headaches and all.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so funny, to say that. So I start practicing yoga. From then on, my journey started. But I was still on substances. I was still taking, I was still drinking. And after 1 month of practicing regularly yoga every single day, one day I checked my BP and it was completely 120 to 80.
Nice.
I could not believe I was checking and checking. So after 1 month, I was set completely. No headaches, no migraines, no pills, no doctors.
Okay, just with yoga.
Just with yoga.
Wonderful.
And I told myself, this is a miracle.
Of course.
I should keep up.
Of course.
But I was still drinking heavily. I moved to Jordan. So I was thinking I will settle in Jordan. I was having, possibilities for good jobs and all. I was offered even more drugs. It's like that, whenever you want to quit and you want to get out of that darkness, the darkness will follow you. It will give you more opportunities.
Yeah.
Just be with us,
Yeah.
I was offered the most expensive drugs.
I see.
The most expensive alcohol for free, nothing, just take it.
Hmm.
I did it for a while. Then I said, I can't do it anymore. I started observing myself. I started going crazy, literally. I was breaking things. I was not stable in my mind.
Yeah.
I was very aggressive, very angry. Apart from already being angry, I was going more angry. Daily, I was drinking alcohol and drugs, and then my body said, stop. I can't take it. On the other hand, I would practice yoga.
Yoga, yeah.
At night, I would hammer myself.
And the next morning, yoga is at your rescue.
Right, exactly. So I said thank you to Jordan. I said thank you to Dubai. I quit everything and I went to Qatar. Qatar was a beautiful sanctuary for me. I felt Qatar is my motherland.
All right, okay.
I loved it.
I see.
Because I went there so tired.
Uh-huh.
I was so tired from life. I was so tired from broken marriages. I was so tired from relationships that doesn't work in my life. I was so tired from alcohol and drugs and ill health. Knowing that I used to have such a great health before, I never had any pains in my life.
Right.
And then I was calculating, look at me before and look at me now, where I am now, where I am in my life. Where am I? What did I achieve?
Yeah.
Other than drugs, alcohol, and temporary life, you know, I've lost opportunities, I've lost jobs, I've lost friends, I've lost families, I've been thrown out of the house. I lost everything. I told myself, I quit everything with everybody. I cut with my friends, with old friends, which were kind of little dangerous for me. Maybe I was also dangerous for them.
Yeah.
Because in a way we did not serve each other well.
Well,
Yes, because we always did the same thing together.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was something inside of me wanted to grow.
Yeah.
Wanted to grow, and I felt that apart from this body and this broken mind, there is something inside that wants to have experiences. It's yearning for advanced kind of spirituality. And I already had a lot of kind of doing work with the astral world.
Yes.
My grandmother was a master of some kind of healing arts.
Okay, so you had that connection.
Yes, we had, since childhood, I had a great connection with her. And there was experiences when she took me under the world, you know, to some dimensions where I saw all these souls. Basically, it was maybe astral world. That time I didn't know.
Yeah.
So she showed me the places, she showed me people, souls, basically. And I understood my grandmother is some kind of master.
She would do a regression for you? When you say she showed you the places, was that a regression or was it like some kind of a trance state she will take you into to show you, or what is
Yes, in a trance or deep sleep state, she would take me, yes.
Take you into that, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I believe my grandmother really helped me to leave the drugs as well.
I see.
Because whenever I take drugs, I would just pass out and she would stand in front of my face.
Wow.
And there was behind other women with her.
And
she was, of course, like a Muslim woman. She was wearing white. Basically, she was wearing white clothes, but covered. And she was looking at me with very angry eyes.
Angry eyes.
She wasn't talking.
Yeah.
Just that gaze was enough to, like, you know, just twist my soul.
Twist your soul, yeah. So say, come on, wake up, child. Yeah.
Man, every time it was happening, the minute I closed my eyes, she would stand. I said, you know, it gave me another kick to stop.
Yes. And that would happen regularly?
Regularly.
Okay.
Apart from the side that people are afraid to face.
Yeah.
30 years I faced that side where I've been attacked with different kind of creatures and demons, you name it. It was the constant battle every night.
Okay.
I never saw one night peaceful where I could rest.
Yeah.
I was attacked by different kind of creatures.
I see. In all your dreams when you sleep?
Even not a dreams, even just trying to sleep.
When they're trying to sleep, yeah.
Right. So they would attack me, jump on me, suffocate me, do whatever they want with me.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what's wrong with me? Why? What they want from me?
Yeah.
After that, my grandmother's visitation, a lot of visitation. I moved from Jordan, I moved to Qatar. Qatar welcomed me a lot, like mother. I basically went to the job already. Job was there for me. So I enrolled working in a fashion company.
Okay.
And fashion company belongs to, it's a royal company, belongs to the king.
Okay.
It's called the Pearl Qatar.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a place where ministers, ambassadors, and all the, classy people comes. So I used to work in a cell, selling clothes, branded clothes and all. I found my peace there. I found a home there. And I had a great team of colleagues, beautiful people. We worked together for 14, 16 hours a day.
Okay.
I just put on hard work because I wanted to, shed all this.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it followed me again.
Okay.
People found me. I don't know how they knew me. They knew from some people, word of mouth. They found me and they brought to me again like this as a gift.
Mm.
I said, you know what? I quit. I'm clean now and I don't want anything. I have yoga in my life, meditation. I'm so happy with this and my job. I'm very satisfied with this. I don't want anything. So I said, okay. I will take just one thing and I will just think about it, okay? So basically the person tried to hook me on that,
Right.
Yeah, so that I have a good job, I have money, so I can invest, in that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they thought that, but I was already strong on my decision.
Hmm.
I kept the substance with me for 3 weeks.
Okay.
And I was looking at it and thinking, shall I do it, shall I not? And after 3 weeks, I just gave up. I told myself, okay, I'm giving up. Today I'm weak. I admit this. Shame on me, I am weak. But I'll take this slap, it's okay, I'll take this for the last time in my life.
Okay.
And then I will never look at it.
Okay.
So I had the Jack Daniel, nicely 1 liter.
Hmm.
And whatever I wanted to do with that night, I just did it. And in the morning, of course, again, I felt sick and all. I told myself, this is the last night, last day in my life. Goodbye to everything, that kind of substance. And I moved on from that. And yoga and meditation was very strong in my life, but at that point, daily twice I did meditation. Every day I did yoga, and I felt recovered. Qatar as a country met me very well. People met me very well. People were lovely. I love that land. I love those people. There was ups and downs, but because of yoga and meditation, I was able to move on. And I had these great colleagues, people. After the work, they used to ask me, hey, come with us to club, come to dance, come to, drink or something. I used to say, no, guys, I'm good. They didn't know anything about me. I just didn't want to share anything. I didn't want to open that chapter again of my life,
Yes.
And they thought that, okay, she's such a decent girl. They told me, you have such a boring life.
Yeah.
Yoga and meditation. Come with us. And I was actually resting.
It's fine. You're very beautiful from that perspective. You're transformed completely, right? So a transformed soul, yes.
Thank you so much.
First of all, I have to congratulate you. After, based on what you told, experience something very deep on the other side, right? So the substances are there, and they take us in the spiritual parlance to the lower worlds.
Right.
It can be extremely tough for someone to come out. But in your case, you had the power, you had the willpower to somewhere break it. And I think clearly to me, your grandma has that spiritual connection is there.
Yes.
Who is always behind you, watching you, and wanting you to come out truly with your own experience. So that's what you've done here. Mm-hmm. You come out of it with your own experience, and I think that's an amazing transformation for someone to sort of experience the darkest of other side. When I say darkest, it's really everything done in moderation is right? And anything that goes beyond is where the challenge can be. But I think so. That's first, congratulate you for being able to come out of it.
Thank you so much.
Very, very nicely. And so when you got introduced to yoga, we'll come to this journey. When you got introduced to yoga and meditation, what did it do to you for you to feel that, hey, this is what is going to help me come out of it? Seems like even though you tried it several times, but you always latched on to yoga and meditation more, because what is it that is giving you for you to feel that this is the right way to go forward? I
had some kind of stress related to work, because I used to take hard shifts, like night shifts, from morning till night, standing on my feet for 10 hours sometimes.
Yes.
My body got healed from the work and running so much, working. My body gets so relaxed, stronger, flexible, perfect in a way that it served me to work faster, be more agile, healthy. I didn't have BP. So I loved that state. I came back to health. And in a way that meditation served me, my mind got calmer.
Yeah.
And basically, having experienced so much of drugs and alcohol, I was insomniac.
Yeah.
It helped me to battle my insomnia.
Yeah.
I started sleeping, appreciating the health, So that was the major thing for me to cling on these practices. And slowly after that, vegetarianism followed.
Okay.
Yeah, because back then I was non-vegetarian.
All right.
There is very interesting experience happened to me, I believe my guides were pushing me already by that moment to live non-vegetarian. I supposed to be non-vegetarian by my birth, but I got that message. But my guides told me, it's just your life took a little wrong turn. The program has changed, they said. That's why you became non-vegetarian, but you by birth had to be vegetarian. So we were sitting in the kitchen with my Filipino friend.
Where this is in Qatar?
In Qatar. So she brought some food non-vegetarian and she said, come with me to eat. So I didn't want it to eat, but she said, please come. So I sat down. I put that meat in my mouth and suddenly I start choking. It just stuck in my throat. And literally I felt I'm dying because I could not breathe. So after shaking up and putting my fingers, finally I was able to clear my throat. But after that, I got strong realization, I should not eat meat.
Yes.
Also my body rejected after yoga, my body rejected meat, fish, that moment, eggs and meat. But I became kind of pescatarian. I was still mind was clinging on fish. But I was completely okay without this meat thing, And from then on, journey into vegetarianism also started.
Okay. That's interesting that you related meditation to insomnia, that you're getting better, right, very easily.
Yeah.
And then yoga and meditation are helping you reduce all that stress, right? Two things that are going to happen, right, with meditation. Because all the stress chemicals are removed automatically from the body, so immediately first thing is going to happen is our sleep system, our digestion system, everything comes better. So all the health challenges will go away out of nowhere, because they're lowering the stress automatically, and so stress chemicals are gone. And interesting that even though you are going through yoga, but still you had the requirement, you felt that you were continuing to do the substance. Because whatever that is deeply there in the subconscious memories that are the past will keep project for a period of time.
Yeah.
With meditation, you don't take something new in a form of thought, but what was there before, which we have already reprogrammed enough in the subconscious mind, that will project it for until the time it completely becomes zero subconsciously, and so that would always take time.
Right.
So that always take time. So even though whenever we start a journey of transitioning, our old things will continue to show up because deeply they're still there, programmed enough that they're projecting, right? So that's essentially what has happened in your case for a few months to years. It's kept on coming to you at it, and you slowly transition completely, right? But that's the beauty of meditation. Any habit can be totally changed as long as you hold on to meditation or yoga practice on a regular basis, which seems like you have done it, and so the habit has to naturally die its own course, right? So, which is what has happened for your case. And very great to hear that you're becoming a vegetarian. So while in Qatar, which is a full of non-vegetarian place, right? I mean, very tough to get in that place to vegetarian, but you became vegetarian there.
I became there pescatarian.
Okay.
I was still eating fish.
Okay.
And but I was like 80% of eating only raw and fresh vegetables and fruit.
Okay.
Let's say I was nearly vegetarian by then. But then I came back to Russia. I was still back to meat. As you said, Qatar non-vegetarian place, Russia is even more. and being in a family who's completely non-vegetarian. So I was between vegetarian and non 3 times. Again, I went back to meat and I told myself, again, I fail, I fail. I literally felt that. So the second time, again, I fell. And the third time I came back and I told myself, I should stop this. And to be honest, I'm not a person who drag things to stop slowly.
Yeah.
I do cut at once. And if I fail when I cut, if I fail to stop, I will try again. So I gave myself 3 attempts. After 3rd attempt, I told myself it should stop here. And I stopped it. And ever since 7 years, I guess, I am vegetarian now.
Okay. Wonderful, Kai. So moving from this, let us know a little bit more about now your journey into India.
After Qatar, I quit my jobs in Qatar and I came back to Russia. But depression was on and off, like you said, subconscious still project. Depression, because of a lot of brain damage before, substance abuse and all, it kicked into crazy depression.
Yeah.
I had developed fear of public speaking.
Okay.
Fear of confronting, even seeing my family members. Sometimes I used to run away and hide.
Yeah.
I became that much fearful. So I came back completely depressed from Qatar, back home, quit everything. And for 3 months, I locked myself just in a house. 3 months, I would only go to the kitchen, eat, go to the room, practice yoga and meditation, and just stay, not talking to anybody. It was, as we say, maybe great awakening or dark night of the soul. Without even knowing about it, I named that dark night of the soul.
Dark night of the soul, okay.
Yes, and then I get to know that there is expression like this.
Yes, it is there. Yeah, wonderful.
So I felt that this is a really dark night of the soul. But I was, embracing my sadness, embracing my unhappiness. I was still seeing beauty in that sadness, in depression, in all of it. But nevertheless, that anxiety level was through the roof.
So from Qatar, you suddenly developed anxiety, and so that's how you left Qatar and went to your country. Is that why?
There was another calling.
Okay.
There was a spiritual calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to do something else. I don't want to be forever selling clothes or being in fashion or being anywhere in a media job, like which I did, magazines, advertisements, cinema advertisements. Yeah. Basically,
you are getting moved towards your purpose, true purpose, I guess. That's what it is.
My soul was pushing me.
Yeah. So you misaligned to what you're doing. So you just needed to transition from the other habits. So you did that. So now you're ready to go. Okay.
So there was another thing, in Qatar, let's say I had great possibilities to have, to develop amazing career. Like either is in media or in fashion or in any industry.
Yeah.
Like Qatar welcomed me, as I said, like a motherland, and everything was open for me.
Yeah.
But I was quitting jobs one by one, and I felt like, I'm such a loser.
Yeah.
I can't cling on to anything.
Yeah.
I've seen girls coming to Qatar from zero, they would build their career, But I was thinking, where is my purpose?
Yeah.
Why can't I stay here and be like everybody? But I could not fit in. Then I quit everything and I went to Russia. So that depression followed in Russia big time. 3 months in a room, not talking to anybody, and 1 year I spent in the house. Then one day, my mother is a wonderful woman. She's just amazing woman, and she just came to me. She never pushed me for anything in my life, never imposed.
I see.
She just sat down and she said, so daughter, life is going on. So what do you want to do with your life? And I had no purpose. I had no direction. I'm utterly depressed. And I was thinking how to live the day only, how to go through the day. That was the only thought that I had that time. And I didn't want her to, give me a lot of questions, which I have no answer to it.
Yeah.
And I thought that I just give her a lie. I said, Mom, I heard that, yoga teachers, they earn a lot of money.
Okay.
And, yoga teachers are so around the world, they are so needed. Maybe it was coming from inside, like intuition was speaking, or channeling I don't know. So I just give her that lie. And I said, Mom, I'm going to India.
Yeah.
I'm buying a ticket.
Wow.
Right there and then. I just
Amazing.
lied to her. And in a while, in a few months, I made it happen.
Wonderful.
I just packed my things. I made my visa and passport, and I came to Rishikesh. It was 2011 beginning, November of 10 and 2011 of the new year. So I was in Rishikesh already, practicing yoga. My land. I have to stay here.
I see.
Yes, I felt connection. I said, I'll be living here. I will live here.
There you go. Okay.
But I was still depressed.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I've done my course, but
Yeah.
I was still like, depression was attacking me on and off. Anxiety, big time. Everything was there. I had the means and possibilities to stay in India nicely, maybe 1 year or more, but I decided just 40 days, I did my course and I went back to Russia again. Back to zero again, having this diploma, having, all this knowledge and all. And I was like, I could not teach yoga.
Because you didn't feel confidence?
No confidence.
Yeah.
I could not see people.
Based on what I know of, you probably know more, right? The guilt that carries because there is a period of time where it's underdeveloped. Right? There's a period where you needed to develop yourself, which hasn't developed adequately. So there is that lack of confidence and guilt that is there. So when you are trying to be with the people, that expression won't come, right? Which is deep inside. Which hasn't healed. I guess it took some time to heal. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely. Because the damage was big before,
Right.
So I did never approach any therapist.
Right.
So I also went into this thing without the rehab because my brother-in-law, he insulted me. Not in a bad language, but he said, "You are a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You should go to rehab.
Yeah.
You're like you're a shame."
Yeah.
And my sister used to cry a lot because I was like that. She could not stop me. She's seen me doing all that in front of her. She could not stop me. And I was raging, angry always. Nobody could talk to me.
Yeah.
So that way he insulted me. And I said, inside, I told him, I can do this on my own. You will see it. I wanted to prove that I can. Maybe I am what you said, but one day you will see I can do this without a rehab.
Yeah.
3 years of, after quitting the last thing, 3 years I was in a nightmare. Day and night I was in a nightmare. Basically my body and mind was asking for it. But the more my mind was asking for it, the more I delved into yoga and meditation. Then I was saying to myself, see how I feel after yoga and meditation? Yeah. Every day I would wake up high in my mind. Sometimes in my dreams I would be doing that. And wake up already high on this, although it was only a dream. So that the psyche mind was constantly asking for the substance.
Okay.
So 3 years I did not approach anybody. I've done it, to be honest, on my own, all this stuff.
Wonderful.
Healing.
So you have such a strong experience on this alone.
Thank you.
I don't know in terms of how you can really, really help a lot of people around this, right? I guess because you relate to this industry, you relate to this whole thing. Yes. So this is after Qatar, you went back for a year, you were there, then you told your mom spontaneously what you thought is a lie, but it became really true.
Absolutely.
Because that's how you got to India, the land you felt is your land.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, so you would practice meditation that time when you were in India?
Yes, I did practice. I could not do anapanasati. I was too hyperactive for that. You know what kind of mind people has, So I was more into asana practice, pranayama asana.
Okay.
But I could do meditation, MP3 guided meditations, yes. Silva Life System meditations.
I see.
That was the first thing that I started with.
Okay.
It helped me a lot. It guided me. I was aware of anapanasati. I tried, but I always fail on that.
Okay.
So I was into Buddhism, some practices, but nevertheless, any meditation I've done, meditation was part of my life.
Okay.
Twice a day, or at least once a day.
Wonderful. All of them were somewhere the other cooling the mind off, right?
Absolutely.
So,
relaxation, visualization, because I
Yes.
needed to develop that, what I've lost.
Absolutely. Correct. A lot of that you had to develop it. Okay. And so you came into Hyderabad, you met Harish.
That was third visit.
Okay.
Before meeting Harish, first time I went through the course, I went to Russia. I could not teach, I could not click with anybody.
Yeah.
I was again, like, what shall I do now?
Yeah.
I wrapped up again, and again I came back to India.
Okay.
I met a great guru, Indian teacher. He's a yoga teacher. He's an international yogi for yoga champion.
In Rishikesh.
Yes.
Okay.
And for 1 year, he taught me yoga. Every day, 2 times. We used to practice 5 hours, 4 hours.
Wow.
Every single day.
Okay.
He pushed me a lot on the yoga path. After this, I went to Nepal, Dharamshala, here and there, and I was back to Russia. Then I was teaching already yoga.
I see.
Yes, for 5-6 years or more, I taught yoga in Russia also.
Okay, you taught for 5-6 years in Russia.
Yes, I said, this is my fate, this is my destiny, this is my life now. I have to, be courageous and strong. I cannot just learn and sit home. I should give this knowledge to people. So, although I could not practice Anapanasati because of my reasons, because of the hyperactivity and all, but I would teach that to people. Even if I was making them do 1 minute, they would sit down and, observe the breath, observe the mind, they would do that. That was the part of yoga also.
Wonderful. So after meeting Harish, you started practicing Anapanasati. So you tell us a little bit around your experience in Anapanasati.
After meeting Harish in Mysore,
Yeah.
again we had a great journey, yoga journey together. Since then we are 2 years together with Harish. After getting married to Harish, I saw Patriji's pictures in his house.
Okay.
And his mother, she's so fond of Patriji. And of course the father, they frequently, daily twice or at least once, they do meditate. And basically with the guided meditation of Patriji with the flute and all. I was just watching them doing that for a while. She used to say he's a great master and this and that. But I see them doing, that Anapanasati meditation, which I was thinking, oh, this is too hard for me. But I tried. I tried every time to sit down. Prolonging the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, apart from practicing another advanced kind of tools or meditations, I would sit for Anapanasati because of sometimes insomnia kicks or something. Anapanasati would calm mind down, will give me great sleep,
Yes.
and relaxes that agitated nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have that a lot of, anger issues, which basically, I've been always known myself being an angry person from the very early childhood. So that transition to Anapanasati started with Harish and his family. I was supposed to meet Patriji around 2 years back after we just got married, but I could not come and see him because I had again that, anxiety thing. Again, the new country, new people. I was thinking how I'm going to face these thousands of people there. And I know he's a great master, but I can't go there, so I dropped the plan. I dived deeper into Anapanasati, actually. I could never sit, just 10-15 minutes, just like this. I would tense and run away. I would switch on another meditation. But I started teaching myself, sit down, observe the breath, relax, it's okay, sit down. My body wants to run away, I would make it sit down. And today, it's my 3rd visit to Pyramid here. But I'm meeting Patriji for the first time here at this time. And I felt great calling to see Patriji.
How did you feel when you met him?
Although I had a little anxiety still, it was completely spontaneous all the time meeting him. I felt like he's looking right into my soul. Yes, and I already have some experience with some master, and it's from Patriji I felt that universal fatherly, loving energy.
Yeah.
In meditations that I experienced these 3-4 days, I felt great healing, including that elemental balance is happening.
Okay.
Even though it took me the first day for a while to adjust myself to the vibrations and all, the meditation itself, I felt great support from Patriji during the meditation. I felt that there are still parts of me that needs to be healed, and he was helping me to heal that. All that support he gave He carried me with the flute. He carried me with his voice. His voice was like amazing support to me in the meditation. And in these 3 days, to be honest, I healed so much. I literally felt the healing inside.
In these 3 days?
Yes.
And you were spending here whole day?
Whole day. We are here already 5 days today.
5 days. Actually, you're staying here?
Just we are sleeping inside the pyramid.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So you're sleeping in the pyramid and then you're staying 5 days in Dhyana Chakra. Of course, you have to get healed. And in your case, you're being so sensitive to, you understand, you are already paying attention to your body. So to understand it somewhere deep inside. Yes. That's wonderful to know. I think many people have said that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know that a lot of people come here. You might have come for a different reason. You just wanted to, because there's a message. But many people come here. This Dhyana Chakra, especially these 10 days, 11 days, is a great time of healing, great time of opening, great time of transitioning for people, right? They're always saying something is happening in their life after they come here and attend these 10 days, because everything is guarded here, right? Now that energy of the pyramid, the master is here, Patriji is here, and everybody who's coming here, most of the senior masters who are by themselves are quite realized, coming with a great intent for coming together. But I think this is another validation to know you feel that you are getting healed inside. Okay, so validation for us to say that yes, Dhyana Chakra is a function as a program not to be missed. Whenever you have this masters coming together, right? It is one of those. Okay, wonderful. How do you like the pyramid?
I love it. Actually, the first time when I came here with Harish, it was a year and a half ago. The first day it was a little bit difficult, like the first hours to take that energy. We also went all the way to the King Chamber.
Yeah.
It was a little tough. Then we went to the lower floor and there was another friend with us. I was taking okay, but the energies were too strong for me also. So maybe my channels were not that much adjusted or clear. But ever since, of course, after another year and a half practicing meditation, now I came down here again and I feel I digest easily the energies. I can assimilate them easily.
Sure.
And to be honest, I came here without any expectations.
Absolutely. That's when it works best.
I did not come to ask anything from Patriji.
I think so. That's when it works best. You're right. When you make this feel unpredictable, everything is unpredictable. It is unpredictable thing. When you make it unpredictable, then the best happens. It's like what you think is what you create, right? What you think about or feel about is what you create. So if you go in with certain thing, then that is all that this can offer to you, isn't it? That's all he or the universe can offer. But if you come in with zero, then obviously the consciousness knows what is the best thing that has to be given to you, right? So it always is giving, because we're going with an empty cup.
Yeah, and I didn't want to be, that greedy person who asks something from Guru. It's like, please give it to me, In fact, I came here because of this great soul calling.
Yeah.
I had visitation of Patriji in my meditation. Whenever I would sit for Anapanasati, in my meditations, I would have a visitation of Patriji.
Yeah.
He would come to me and sometimes he would talk something, he would say something, and he would leave. Sometimes in my dreams he would visit me.
Yeah.
And having this family that is greatly, in contact with Patriji, I said to myself, I have to go. I have to see him. And this time it was a great calling to see him. I said to myself openly, I admit, I still have anxiety. I still have fear. But I cannot drag that my entire life. I have to confront it. I have to see Patriji.
Yeah.
I have to talk to him.
That's the only way you overcome those fears also, you know that.
Right.
Right? Whatever that we fear most, whatever that we have, we jump in and do the opposite. With all that positivity, and then it is gone, because there's always a first time, and then you do it and it's gone, right?
Yes.
You've done the right thing, because Patriji comes to many masters, many meditators. They have seen him in their visions, and many of them, they won't see him at all a picture, but then they exactly know that Patriji, and then when they see and say, oh, this is a master I saw in my meditations, right?
Oh.
So many of them have seen him. Patriji is always guiding them in many dimensions. For some physically, for some they're giving him a solution or the other, giving them a solution. But many have experienced that Patriji coming in the meditations, right? You've done the right thing. There is no better time than now, because Sar is relatively compared to every year, this year is like 1/100th in terms of the scope of this function, right?
Yeah.
So he's got time, so I'm glad that you're able to spend time with him and meet him. What is life for you now?
Life.
Having gone through all of that, give me a few things. Every day, how does the day look for you now?
Okay, there are still challenges in life, but my day is filled with spirituality. 80%. It's meditation, it's yoga, it's teaching yoga. But I have to be honest, due to Corona time, we haven't had so much of yoga work. But I know it's going to improve. Before that, I was very busy teaching yoga daily, twice yoga or once yoga. So it's daily yoga teaching, either online or physically. So that's what my life is, basically working with the energy tools, which also the fast track to ascension. Again, meditation and a lot of yoga, a lot of studies. And from now on, I see it like I'm ready to serve humanity in the best possible way to serve. Just to serve, you know.
But you are teaching some meditation or mostly yoga?
Meditation.
You teach meditation?
Yes.
As part of your studio, teach meditation?
Yes, pranayama, meditations, yoga. Because, you know, once you've done pranayama practice, mind naturally calms down.
Yes.
And person just wants to close his eyes and he wants to be there.
That's right.
And I've been even teaching yoga that way to the most hardcore prosecutors, judges, basically police kind of people, you know, who works in system.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've seen the changes. I mean, they're in Russia. I've seen how their behavior even changed, how they talk and all, how meditation was affecting them wonderfully.
Okay. How does it feel to have someone as a meditator, yoga teacher as a partner?
It's just complete divine union.
Okay.
I could not ask for better.
When you went into the family, you were accepted easily?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, okay. They did welcome me because they are very open-minded.
Very open-minded.
Very tolerant, very kind people.
Yes.
Yeah, and Harish is a great support as a partner, as a best friend.
Huh.
We are best friends apart from being husband and wife.
Yeah, yeah. That's what Patriji always teaches, right? I mean, in fact, that's a learning to me. Our relationships get strengthened in step 1 when you come into meditation or spiritual practices, and then step 2, they get dissolved. Mm-hmm. And then what remains is friendship.
That's what happened.
Right?
Yes.
So it's friendship that stays on, because at the end of the day, a relationship means that there is something, hey, I do this and you do that, right? So whereas the friendship is like you accept the other person as is, and then continue to allow them to experience their life the way they want it, right? So that's really what the friendship is. And from a spiritual perspective, it's all, we are here for our own journey.
Yes.
Right? You are for your journey, Harish is for his journey. So we got to do your journeys, and together you make a lot more multiplying experiences. That is what we have. So wonderful. That's great to have someone like Harish. And what are your future plans? Maybe you can tell a little bit about your studio, and then what you have a studio, and then what do you do, and what are your future plans? Our
future plans is to take yoga and meditation to Russia.
I see.
Yes, to develop there in a big way. Meditation, I really want to take there. Yoga is there already, but nevertheless, you know, they still love Indian teachers. Nice. And as Harish is a great yoga and meditation teacher, meditation also I'll be developing and learning from him a lot. And together we want to spread meditation over there and vegetarianism. We want to change that. I mean, not forcefully, but slowly, step by step.
Yes, yes.
Talking about the benefits of
those coming to meditation will have to take to vegetarianism automatically, right?
Yes.
It will happen. Naturally, it's going to happen. I've seen it in my case too. So, of course, Patriji at his stature is able to tell very strongly and forcefully and all that, because PSS movement is the only movement which is strongly, actively advocating for vegetarianism. But however, when you introduce meditation, people do become vegetarians, so which is great. So I think that's what you're thinking. Final message to the PMC audience, Pyramid Masters, and many newcomers, new meditators who are looking for always help and guidance.
As I know that no one is perfect, and maybe someone who's battling already, who's still in meditation, still battling some substance abuse, you know, I have to say that this is a great evil that one can encounter, evil towards himself, towards his soul and his mission for life. So I would greatly suggest to drop every substance abuse and develop your health, your mind, your body, get into wholeness, meditate, be vegetarian, spread that around the world.
Lovely. I think you gave such a powerful message, and you gave it so much of confidence. Kai, so really thank you.
Thank you so
And I think I have to appreciate everything that you said. I think what you've gone through, and in some of the countries where you've been there, so it flows, right? It can easily flow, and then I think you've been able to go through that and come out. First of all, hats off to you for your willpower to drive it, willpower to fight it, right?
Thank you. Yes.
But I think this is where I would say our inside, our consciousness is always ready to support us. It's always supporting us if we make a determination. That's what Patriji always says. Hey, you got to just make a commitment to yourself. You got to just say to yourself, I'm doing it. The moment you say that I'm doing it, then there is adequate help coming from our inner self. I think that's what you've done each time you had gone through an experience. You had that spark coming after you, right? You had the spark coming out saying, this is going to be my last. I'm doing it. I'm going to practice my yoga. I'm going to practice my meditation. Once you gave that, so that kept on pushing you to come through, right? So I could easily say, because I'm also seeing, and then we see all the time, people for various reasons, right? For various reasons are going into either substance, whether addiction or whether of any of that, right?
Yeah.
But I think if you just introduce, like Kai has done, meditation or yoga, of course you started your journey with yoga, right?
Yes.
But we have meditation now, which is Raj Yoga, right? You know,
Yes.
so meditation is there. So just by introducing, even if you didn't have to give up, but just by introducing that, taking that as a practice can easily help one to come out, right?
Yes.
One to absolutely come out. And then can easily help one to, you've gone through a period of where you said, even though you were doing selling and doing all of that, but you didn't feel connected,
Yeah.
right? So you took a decision. In fact, that's where again I congratulate you. But many people hold on to the money.
Right.
They're not happy, but they hold on to the job because they have fear of survival. But in your case, you made the decision and said, no, it's not something good for me. And so you're not happy, so you couldn't want to take it, so you went off. You chose to be alone for an year, figuring out what to do, than to do something that you're just not getting you anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Out of silence, out of nothing always comes what you need to do next, right? So for example, when you're not clear, so if going off, taking a 3-week, 4-week break, spending a place like Kailaspuri, or Pyramid Valley, or Rishikesh, can easily give a lot of contemplative thought inside to say, okay, what is it I want to do, right? And in your case, even though you didn't know about it, but your soul spoke, saying, I'm going to India for yoga.
Exactly.
Right? You didn't know about it at that point, but it came out. So because the soul spoke, and I would say that is the result of your year-long wait that has happened for you. So again, I would take a message that take a break. When you're not aligned very well, you feel life is not going anywhere, don't go on to doing the same thing. Take a break, right? Take a break, and then that can lead you to something totally new because the contemplation comes in, kicks in, right? When you slow down, sometimes you got to slow down to get into race, right?
Yeah.
So that's what Patriji says. You know, you slow down sometimes to get into the race again, right? You being in the race is one thing, but you got to get out of the race to get back into the race, right? So in a better way. So that's what has happened. So you came out of that, and then rest is history. So you found your calling and being in India, and then with Harish and meditation, and then now Patriji. So wonderful messages, truly resonate with the PSS moment. We hope that you and Harish conquer, right? Spread meditation to the best possible, vegetarianism to the best possible, both in Russia and China. And I also want you to leave a thought. I don't know if people have told you about Anastasia.
Yeah, it's a Russian woman, huh?
Russian woman from Siberia.
Yes, I
so
heard.
she's there in Siberian forest.
Mm-hmm.
So since you had Siberian connections,
Yeah.
you want to definitely read her books.
Yes, sure.
and see what is the connection for you, because first you told me Siberia, then that's sort of what is spinning in your mind, that who do we have here? Okay, if I had seen the picture, you look like her. I saw the picture on the cover page, and then at somewhere I'm trying to collect the memory. No one has seen, so they drew the picture. Please do read those books and let us know. We're very glad that you're with us. So thank you, Kai, dear friends. So we heard the story, and like many, meditation and spiritual paths are always helping A, to break our habits, right, and then B, to align to a true purpose of our life. I think that's what we see in the case of Kai too, right? She broke her habit, even though she took some time, but it is possible. A study in the United States says that when people have any addictions, particularly for prisoners, they have done this study. In 8 weeks, they gave for a set of people medication, and they gave for a set of people meditation. And in 8 weeks, the people who took meditation transformed and then came out of the addiction much more faster. Okay, this is a study because they're in a controlled environment. Every day they would do meditation for 20 minutes, and then about 8 weeks it took for people who are doing meditation to come out much more faster. Because meditation is producing a ton of these feel-good chemicals called dopamine, serotonin, melatonin, endorphins. All these chemicals make us feel good.
Right.
And it is the same thing that we have when we take a substance. Okay.
Yep.
So then it automatically it produces sufficient that we feel, okay, I'm already good for no reason, so I don't need to have an access to something else, right?
Yes.
So only if it's practiced regularly, it can easily come. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for
thank you so
listening.
much. Thank you.